Hello, fellow Tenno. This is Ice and Quinn, and we're playing Warframe on the Nintendo Switch. Or Nintendo Switch. A few people made that joke already. Well, here's your introduction to the Warframe Rhino. And as many people jokingly say, and as I have a live episode coming up, Rhino don't care. And we're calling upon him to continue the Once Awakened quest. We're just going to bring the Carrier Sentinel with us, and some of the weapons that we've picked up. And we'll continue this quest. This is part 2 to Once Awake is what it is. We need to exterminate an infestation. This is one of Rhino's expertise. Although he's not quite ranked up yet, I think for this mission he is. Rhino has an ability called Iron Skin, which will coat him in, well, for people familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, Iron Skin. That makes him invulnerable to damage for a certain amount of damage. He has Rhino Stomp, where he can cause the ground to vibrate and it'll lift everyone up in the air. He has Roar, which will give everyone energy, and he has Charge, which, well, he charges. And an ability that I always used on him was Heavy Impact, so when he dropped the ground...
This Premier ship tried to flee the infestation, but was quickly overrun. Exterminate everything on board before it reaches a more populated sector.
Heavy Impact, because when you jump on the ground, the greater the distance, the heavier the impact, and it can knock down or kill things. They actually built that in the Warframe. I always used it on Rhino. So his jumping in is never a secret, because he's a tanky Warframe. There are other tanks in the game, but this is a special tank.
The Premier may have thought they could toy around with the infested, but they are quickly learning how wrong they were.
I brought, I believe it's Talon on. I picked him up from the Mercury Junction mission. I think if I don't have on him, but if you put cold ability, that will work out best, because it could freeze. I'm going to use my Iron Skin. I haven't unlocked the 4th ability yet on Rhino. Since this Sentinel attacks so far away, and he does have, well, he doesn't come with vacuum, but if you have vacuum, you can use it. You can pick it up plain, or if you already bought the Carrier Sentinel, you can use it with that. Iron Skin also makes Rhino invulnerable to knockdowns. So you don't have to worry about those pesky knockdowns. Although if you fall and have to respawn, you lose your Iron Skin. It does take 50 energy if you do not have Streamline, which I don't yet. This is a Leto pistol that I built. And since I was gifted the Magnetic Mayhem set, I do have the Prime rifle with me. I don't recall where you can pick it up. I'll have to take a look, but you can get the blueprints for it. This is, sorry, the Soma Prime, but you can pick up the standard Soma. Not much difference except for a couple charge polarity slots, which you can make on your own just by using. The Leto has sort of been a like-dislike relationship. They've modified it a few times. Initially, it used to have so much kick and so little power that it wasn't worth playing. Now, you can get it to do, obviously, pretty fast fire. Let's finish this guy up here. And you can give it quite a bit of punch, too. This is still a low-ranking one, so it doesn't have too much punch. On my other accounts, I actually have a Rhino-infested build. He has a flamethrower. quite appropriate. I imagine that would not help frame rate here, but you can get the, it's called the Igneous. Get the blueprint, you can build that. Still one there. And this is technically, even though I played a mission that had infested in it, this is technically your introduction to the infested. Oh, sorry, I was trying to help my co-host who's trying to sneak up here. That's Thackeray the cat, he's my co-host. There's a chest down there, but yeah, I think if you put on this sentinel, which, like I said, you pick up at a junction. I believe it's a Venus junction is what it is. Earth to Venus. If you put something like a freeze, that would make it quite handy to slow down enemies. They're getting stunned right now. I actually just have a couple damage classification mods, Rupture and I think Sawtooth, because I don't have any other mods. We gotta open up some areas, so I gotta do some live play and some grinding to get through some of these planets so we can collect some more mods. Not a lot of energy here. I'm only at 92. You can see they've gone for quite the feel of the film Alien and Aliens. Hard to have a space combat game without those. The missions that involve these critters get quite varied.
We thought the infested died off with the Warframe. For hundreds of years, there was nothing. Now this. Where did the Grenier find these creatures?
Although I admit they're a bit comical looking in nature. I've always wanted them to improve them a little bit. Improve isn't the word. I would like skins that made them a little bit more spooky. But all the critters in the game are a bit over the top. The Grenier, they're quite stylish in the way they look. You see that glow around Rhino, that's his armor skin still in effect. They won't let you cast it a second time if it's still active. So if I tried right now, I'm holding down the R bumper and pressing Y. I believe that's it. Yep. See, it says already in use. So, and as you rank it up, the more damage it can take, or as you mod it up. And here comes a bunch of them. We don't have Stomp, which is a good crowd control. You just lift your foot up and stomp it on the ground. We do have Roar, which would give everyone in a radius energy to do extra damage. These are Morphics. They're rare, so I want them. While they might look easy, if you get in the middle of a big enough horde of these guys, they will overrun you and lock you down so you can't move. In fact, Rhino is one of the few that can move through them. Let's take out our scanner here and scan this. See what it gives us. Mercury found. There's a hand-to-hand weapon called a Galantine, which is basically a claymore sword. I play with it, or I play with hand-to-hand weapons, sort of
You have broken their ranks
like
and they
boxing
are on
gloves.
the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
The thing is they can knock you down, they can stun you, they can pull you, they can drain your energy. Rhino happens to be immune to that with his iron skin. Seems almost too powerful for some people, but once that iron skin's down, it can be a problem. And since you can get Rhino very early when you fight the boss Jackal, which I do have a video up for, in case you're curious, and you can get your Rhino suit as well. You just buy the blueprint for 35,000, and then collect the components that are needed, and you can get them all from Fossa, the planet, or actually spaceship, fighting the boss Jackal. Because the bosses in these games drop nice blueprints. I'm using the Soma right now because I ran out of ammo on the other one. These larger creatures, I said, can drain you, can stun you. Although, as long as he has iron skin on, Rhino is mostly immune to that. Which is why I like to use them for infestation. It's a lot more difficult when you can't get through a mob that's surrounding you. Or when their explosions cause secondary effects. We didn't hit the ground too hard that time. If you do anything to disrupt your jump or do like a special melee attack, then your heavy impact will not take place. Can we use... Nope. I'll have to try a couple of abilities here. Maybe charge and roar. It's a semi-loot room. The Grenier have brought back this ancient biological terror. Well, this is a loot room, but most of the stuff's locked. Got some polymer though, and Morvix. And we have no way to unlock those doors. There's a few mods and a few critters. We have Kubro that will unlock those doors. There's a mod called Thieves' Wit. I believe it might be Ceres that you can pick that up. I'm not sure. It's changed so many times over the years. And the higher the drop, the heavier the impact, the more damage. Initially, you'll basically knock people over. And you can add the mod onto the Warframe to get even more heavy impact. We got Swift Death. And we got a few things over here. But most importantly, we completed the mission. I think it was ranked 7 to 9, so Rhino was right in the range. Excalibur is, I think, 22 or 23 at this point, so that would have been overkill. Having some water there, apologize. Okay, and let's see what the Lotus has to say. We will use this to our advantage, Tenno. From one of Dr. Tengus's reports, the additional test marines have arrived. The specimens tore through the previous batch much faster than predicted. It should be noted that the Marines who survived the longest were using fire-based weapons. So we got molten impact, which is good. I think that might be... Is that for a sword? Sounds like it's for a sword. It might be for a shotgun.
I must say,
let's see what we can add it to.
Scare the are very worrisome.
Yeah, don't want that.
The Lotus would like you to install that mod as soon as now.
Okay, it's not there. I think that might be the one we just looked at. See if it's on the sword. Yep, molten impact. I already have north wind on the sword, but we could remove that and put in a molten impact. I have some things that are just filling up because I'm using this card. You can use the wrong polarity for up here. You won't go negative. You'll actually still get a boost to your power. And you can still use the card. And the more you upgrade it, it's just that you don't get the bonus of the cost decrease. So, in fact, it doubles. Instead of being 2, it could be 4. Instead of being 4, it could be 8. But you can use it until you get the right one. This deals with swords, but apparently not the sword. Oh, no, what it is the weapon I have is looking for some card other than Iron Phoenix. There's multiple sword. These are called stances. Let's go ahead and remove North Wind and put Molten Impact up there. We have it with Shocking Touch. So you see that creates magnetic and radiation. The effect of radiation sometimes is when you hit a target, if you get a status effect, that radiation will cause damage to people around it or other critters around it. As a result, those critters may start attacking each other. Magnetic neutralizes energy shields or helps get rid of shields. So it doesn't look like we've increased that too much. I have Smite Grenier, which is extra damage to Grenier, mainly because I had extra space, extra damage here for critical attacks on melees, and I can build all this up. I just haven't been charging it up because waiting for an episode to do where we increase it too much. I do have Pressure Point. I've modded that up to an extra 80. I'd like to get up to 100, but my other weapons can't handle that right now. I do want to mod up multiple ones because it can get expensive at this early stage. And then Fury so I can get more swings. And this card here gives you combos, so you can see the combos you get. Some of them you don't unlock, like Taking Flight, until you rank up the card. At least get the mod level 1. So that makes that handy. And I think that's it. That'll wrap up this episode. And I guess we have completed the mission. Let's go check. Look at our codex over here. Kubro. Nope. We still have another mission. We've got one more. Defend the bomb. So it'll be a defense one. It might be a good one for Frost. The other thing that's unlocked now that I'm rank 3 are syndicates. I'm going to do an episode on syndicate missions. I've unlocked it, but you don't get missions for 24 hours. So it'll be another day, for me at least, waiting for the syndicate missions. But we'll start doing some of those because they'll give you bonus stuff. Like one of the things I'm right now in the Arbiters of Hexus, and you can see on the front of Rhino I'm wearing, you can barely see it. I have it sort of blending in with the style. There's a sword on the right side of his chest, be the left of him facing you, but us looking at him, it's the right side. Sort of a sword blade. It's the same blade that these guys here have in this corner up here.
Yup.
and you can get equipment, special cards, weapons. What I can get from them is a large energy restore. Instead of billing them one at a time, we're spending 250,000 credits. I can get it from them. So I'm going to go to them and see if I can get that. And then I'll change to another syndicate. You can belong to multiple syndicates and you can do missions for them, although some don't like each other, so they'll cause you to get negatives with others. But you do have to wear the emblem in order to get, and you can only wear one emblem at a time. And I'm telling you everything about syndicates you don't need to know because we're in Once Awake. So thanks everyone for watching. This is Ice and Quinn, and I hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you all virtually next time in the next episode, which I think will wrap up Once Awake. And till then, take care, and I hope to see you again virtually.